Welcome to the Style and Grace podcast, maintaining mental health and tackling real life issues with honesty and compassion. Where style meets substance and grace meets real life experiences. Hey, y'all. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Style and Grace podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Victoria, and I'm so glad that you are here with me. Today, I wanted to give a little encouragement on today. This episode won't be long, but I just wanted to share something with you. It's going to be simple, but I do feel like it's going to be powerful. I was having a conversation with my good friends. We were just texting back and forth, and we were just scheduling our call. And just doing a check-in because we haven't talked to each other in a while. Just talking, no agenda, just really catching up. And as we were going into our conversation, she says, Whitney, you've really been consistent with your podcast for 12 months. And I literally paused because in my head, I was like, 12 months? Man, like, when did that happen? Like, this year is really going by fast. In all honesty, I was not counting episodes. I really wasn't tracking anniversaries like that. I was just showing up, recording, learning, and figuring it out as I went. And y'all, to be honest, I'm actually still figuring it out. And in that moment, it reminded me of something that we don't talk about enough. Sometimes you are doing something meaningful and you don't even realize how far you've come until somebody else says it out loud. So, Sam, sister girl, thank you for that. Seriously. And it also got me thinking about seasons because she also said something else that stuck with me. She said, every season is your season. Not just the good ones, not just the years that feel shiny or successful, but every season. And I love that because we say things like, this is my year every January, like the years before it didn't count. Like the seasons where you were just surviving did not build anything. Like the slow years were a waste and they were not. And from a very real and very practical standpoint, growth does not usually feel exciting while it's happening. Like it really doesn't. Like our brains are wired to notice new things, not consistent things. So when you're doing something over and over again, it starts to feel normal, it starts to feel mundane and ordinary. And sometimes it can feel small, right? But normal does not mean insignificant. Consistency changes you. Repetition builds skill, showing up rewires confidence. And that is not motivation. That's just really how it brings work, y'all. That's really how the brain works, y'all. So if you've been showing up quietly, even when nobody's clapping, even when it felt slow, even when you've questioned yourself, I want you to hear this clearly. That season mattered, honey. Indeed. And which brings me to my favorite scripture. Y'all know I'm going to quote this scripture every time, Romans 8 and 28. And I say it all the time because it keeps proving itself to be true. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. All things, y'all, not just the wins, not just the breakthroughs, but all things, the awkward episodes, the low engagement, the lessons you had to learn the hard way, everything. Nothing is wasted unless you refuse to learn from it. And I think that is the shift I want us to carry as we go into this new year. Not pressure, not unrealistic promises, but perspective, right? We're not walking into January pretending like life resets overnight. We know that for a fact. But we're going to walk in carrying wisdom. We're going to walk in carrying evidence because one thing about the Lord will provide evidence, okay? We're going to walk in carrying lessons that have already helped shape us. And you do not need a new year to be a new you, okay? You need alignment. I'm gonna run that back one more time because that just got me all together. You do not need a new year to be a new you. You need alignment. And next week, I'll talk more about that, and more so about being intentional. But today, I just wanted to pause and to reflect and to acknowledge that growth that did not scream for attention, but showed up anyway. That growth that did not scream for attention, but it showed up anyway. And before I go, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has listened, supported, shared, and grown with me over the past 12 months. This journey has meant more to me than you will ever know. And also, y'all, the Grace Gathering is coming up January 2026. Thank you to our vendors, our sponsors, and everybody who has already secured your tickets. You guys, it's going to be amazing. And If you haven't got your tickets already, you better do so because y'all, we are almost over, we're almost at capacity. So yeah, like come on. I want you to be there. I want you to celebrate with me because without you all, this wouldn't really be a thing. Just getting the messages and the DMs and just so many testimonies, y'all. It really warms my heart. And again, it just lets me know like what I'm doing is not in vain. Like I said before, recording weekly, well, almost weekly. You really don't think about how much I really didn't think about how much, I've done with the podcast because I really just enjoy doing it. And I really appreciate you all for rocking with me. And I really hope that you all can be in the room to celebrate with me. So happening January 2026, the Grace Gathering. And y'all, here is where style meets substance and grace meets real life experiences. And I hope you guys have a beautiful holiday. I love y'all.